the track.
Peace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, it's your boy vicslanghope, and I got a story for y'all. Well, it's not so much of a story, but it's kind of like, you know, just shit that happens in jail, right? And this is about like one of the things I hated the most while I was incarcerated, and that was like I hated people that came into Islam like not for sincere reasons, like a lot of times people came to Islam because they were scared, whether there was Crip blood, there was Latin Kings, there was a whole bunch of people there's people that had rape charges. There was a whole bunch of people who turned Muslim because they just couldn't handle whatever problems they had or whatever issues that they brought up on themselves or whatever was going on, right? So that's one thing I really hated. And particularly, I hated the fact that there was like an influx of Crips that used to turn Muslim, you know, and part of it was because I used to be Crip too. So like, because I used to be Crip, and even though my story was different than a lot of them do stories, it didn't come off like that. Like when people heard the stories about Crips, and people heard I used to be Crip, like they used to look at me the same, you know. And I think like that was one of like my biggest issue was my pride. Like, you know, like pride is a hell of a thing, man. It's especially, y'all know how that male pride goes, especially in the black community. So like, yeah, I was very prideful. I was very prideful because at the end of the day, these dudes was really like low key, not even low key, high key. They was trying to play me. That's really what they was doing. They trying to play my manhood, and you know how that shit go about your manhood. Excuse me. So that's really what these dudes was doing. Like when dudes used to say shit like, "Oh, you turn Muslim for protection," like this is just a thing that it was a continuous thing. And it's so funny, right? Not even funny. When I used to go to the school floor, in Rikers Island, there used to be there was this teacher, they used to call him Killer Young. Some of y'all might know him if y'all was in the 4 building. Mr. Young, he used to have locks and shit. So he used to rap. Like he really used to rap. Like he used to record. I don't know if he had a studio in his house, but he used to record like little mixtapes, and he used to come and play for us. So he had a song that they used to sing, and part of the song he used to say like, "Hey you, why you turn out? Cause you found out you was going up top." So it was funny, but like it's not funny if the shit's about like the people trying to like use it on you. But even when they use it on you, I used to laugh. Like, you feel me? Like, but that's just some shit that people used to do, right? A lot of people on Rikers Island also be sleeping on some people that might have had, you know, or whatever. They sleep on a lot of people that convert to Islam, right? Because I feel like automatically they don't be thinking you sincere. They be thinking you scared. They be thinking you a punk. They be thinking you running. They be thinking like all that shit. They just be thinking a whole bunch of shit about you. They never think like, you know what, maybe this dude's sincere. Maybe he really trying to change his life. Maybe nah. They just be thinking like, nah, he hiding for something. He probably was Crip. He probably a rapist. He probably, like, they just be thinking all the negativity, right? So it was something that like it was hard for me, man. Like I remember like I almost got into a situation upstate. I told y'all about that with my man, so, you know, the crazy Buffalo kid, like, you know what I'm saying, because he was going to hit this dude up. I was thinking about hitting this dude up, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I just felt like he was just gossiping. And that's one thing that you don't do in jail. Like, and I said the story in my other story. I was in my cube, and then one day he had found out that I used to be Crip or whatever. But again, nobody knows my story. They just going by because there's a lot of Crips that do it. So whatever, motherfuckers just be assuming everybody's scared. Like, at the end of the day, homie, this is what it is, homie. Like, at the end of the day, I was in the street too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Bloods outnumber Crips in the street too. You know what I'm saying? So it's really no different. At the end of the day, what it comes down to is either you built for it or you not. That's all it comes down to. Either you built for it or it's not. I never lived in no Crip block. You know what I'm saying? My block was blood. You know what I'm saying? Till we started infesting it. But it was still blood, kind of. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. I had to walk past Bloods to get home and to get to the block where my set used to be. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's never like I was in a hood where it was Crip. And everybody that know me and see me, I always had a gray flag on my face. I always had a blue flag, or I always had a whole bunch of crates. You know what I'm saying? The same way y'all see my intro video. And I have, at that point, I only had 2 left. But I always used to walk around with like about 5 or more in my neck. Everywhere I went, that was just who I was. You know what I'm saying? Like, people that knew me, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't, like, you know what I'm saying? When you know yourself, I knew me. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like, when you know yourself and you know, like I don't embarrass a lot of Bloods in the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't say that to, like, brag. I'm just saying, like, when you know where you came from, when you know who you are, it just be eating at your soul when dudes be sitting here trying to play you. You feel me? But I know I can't just punch you in the face. I mean, I could, but, like, when you change your life and when you trying to live by the guidelines of Islam, you just can't be punching people in the face because they said something to you. You know what I'm saying? That goes even for SMD. If somebody tell you SMD, you literally can't just go and punch them in the face. Like, some dudes gonna do that. Some dudes gonna go on whatever, you know what I'm saying? Some dudes gonna let the ego get the best of them. But it's a lot of situations. Like, you only supposed to put your hands on somebody if they put their hands on you, honestly. Or they trying to attack you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's honestly how the shit's supposed to go. So, it took a lot. I actually didn't get into a lot of situations because nobody really physically, like, came at me. So, I didn't really have to, you know what I mean? Like, so, it was just eating out my pride, you know what I'm saying? Because people used to just be running their mouth. Like, people just, like, and they act like they know you. You know what I'm saying? So you be having those moments where you just like looking at people. Sometimes I used to just be looking at people and I used to just walk away, like, because it's like I knew that if I wanted to succeed, not just in serving my time, but like also succeed in the streets, I will have to control my pride, my emotions, my anger. You know what I'm saying? I have to be in tune with myself. Which leads me to my other part of this, right? Before I get to that, I say this because it used to be this other Crip dude, right? It's whatever. He pulled up. He told everybody he wasn't Crip. He used to be jacking some UK shit. It's like some Brooklyn shit. I don't know if it stood for Underground Kings or some shit like that. I heard it used to be Crips and Bloods and that shit. And Brooklyn, some Brooklyn shit. I don't know where this shit from. But they was called UK, and I heard they used to wear purple and shit. So this dude pull up. He said he was Muslim. I'm saying, like, he said he was Muslim. I don't know, something about him was just wasn't right. But he said he was Muslim. He came through. He was Muslim, whatever, you know. But you as a Muslim, you know who for the religion, or sometimes you can't tell, but for the most part, you could tell who studious, who really trying to get with it, who trying to learn, who trying to do all of this, and you could tell who kind of like, you know what I'm saying, half step. You know what I'm saying? You could kind of tell. You could tell about who come to classes all the time, who participating in the classes, who doing certain things. And again, sometimes that should be a whole fraud, but at the end of the day, you kind of like could tell like what brothers is who from what's what. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, this brother was, you know, he was saying like, see me, I never denied that I used to be Crip. I never, like, people used to act, sometimes I used to volunteer and tell people like, yeah, I used to bang. I mean, like, and that was that because I'm not hiding from nobody. I never was. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to let it be known, like, no, it wasn't gonna be nobody knew. You know what I'm saying? And then they found out. Nah, I used to tell, if people ask me something, I used to be like, nah, I used to bang, but I don't bang no more though. And now we used to be that. You know what I mean? But whatever. This dude comes in, you know what I'm saying? He's saying Muslim. And then, boom. But see, this is how it is, man. It's always gonna be somebody that's gonna see you. So, he said he never used to bang, whatever. He said he was UK. So mind you, UK was supposedly Crips and Bloods, and I don't know if they had other neutral people. But he was like, so boom, this dude pull up. I think the dude was from Crown Heights. The dude that pulled up. He might have been from like Sterling and Utica or some shit, because he always used to shout out his block, right? So some pull up. And so like, yo. He like, I forgot his name. I mean, I know his name, but I don't want to say his name. So he said, yo, Bob. I'm going to say Bob, right? He's like, yo, Bob, what up? He said, yo, what's cracking? So, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers is like, you know, on the gate type shit, like, listening. And then like, mind you, I know who he is. Like, we was in the same building together, and he said he wasn't affiliated with nothing. Like, you know, people always ask you that. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the community want to know what's up. So anyway, he said he wasn't affiliated with it. So now this dude's like, yo, what's cracking? So the dude's like, not trying to respond. Like, you feel me? He like, yo, bro, why you acting like that? Like, so some talking to him. And then people started asking him, yo, you know him? So it was like, yeah, I know him. That's the cuz. And then he like, yo, stop playing, nigga. I'm not Crip. So I'm like, so he like, yo, Bob, why you acting crazy? Like, bro, stop playing, yo. So, so they go back and forth, and the other dude was like, yo, I'm gonna fuck you up when I get out. The dude Bob, he like, yo, I'm gonna fuck you up when I get out. Yo, when I see you, stop playing, nigga. You know I'm not Crip. So, boom, they get into a whole shit. They arguing back and forth. Mind you, we in the box. So we arguing across the tier. They arguing across the tier. So the dude keeps saying, I was UK. I was never Crip. Someone's like, yo, so he telling everybody, yo, Bob, you sitting here lying, like, yo, that's crazy, Bob. So he was just like, yo, that nigga Crip. So, you know, somebody always gonna do whatever. So anyway, that's just an example. It was other examples too. But I just feel like, so I was in the box with other dudes from the town, right? So dudes start hollering at me because they knew, you know, my man's from, you know, some from the town. And he asked me, he said, yo, good brother. He called me good brother. He's like, good brother, what's going on? So I'm like, yo, what's good? He said, you hear this shit? And I'm like, yeah. He said, yo, how come? He said, yo, how come every time he said, how come every time we bump into young Muslims, man, they used to be Crip, man. Like, what's going on, man? He said, what's going on? He said, you know what I'm saying? All these motherfuckers out here, man, UTBC. You know what I'm saying? They jacking UTBC, used to be Crip. Yo, the shit was bad funny. He said, all these motherfuckers. I said, look, man. He said, look, man. I said, look, that don't got nothing to do with me, man. Like, I can't speak for everybody else. You know my situation. Because son used to be in my set too. You feel me? So he knew the situation. He was like, I said, bro, you know my situation. Like, so I can't talk for them. I can't talk for everybody else. I only can talk for me. So he was laughing and shit. We was laughing on the gate. But that's just the shit that go on. That's the shit that go on, and that's the shit that like, kind of like, it makes other people look bad. Because there are some people who used to gangbang and are sincere in trying to change their life. But there's an influx of people who just be scared. And sometimes God brings you, that's the way of God bringing you into a religion. You might be scared at first. And then, you know, hopefully, sometimes he changes your heart. Sometimes you do it because you're trying to get over. And then eventually, you know, your heart changes. And eventually you become a faithful believer. And eventually you change. So, you know, sometimes it works for the best, right? But I think my biggest issue is this, man. People in jail have a problem, not just in jail, out here too. People have a problem, especially in the black community. People have a problem with people changing their life, like, and that shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? That shit is like crazy to me. Like, people have a problem with people trying to get away from certain things, or with people not trying to gangbang no more. Like, it happens all the time. It don't matter what gang you in. When people trying to make smart decisions, trying to make positive choices, when people trying to leave a certain lifestyle, when people trying to change their life around, it's always people who are trying to prevent you from changing. It's always people trying to stand in the way. It's always people trying to, oh, you soft now, or you a sucker now, or they try to threaten to do something to you because you want to leave it alone. Like, it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. So like, and in the same token, this is my other point of this conversation. Like, people be so quick to talk about the people that turn Muslim for protection. How come we never talk about the Bloods that turn blood for protection? You know what I'm saying? How come we don't talk about them? Why we don't talk about the Damus, man, that turn blood for protection? Why we don't talk about the Patrias that turn Patria for protection? Why we don't talk about the other gang members? Because look, I'd rather join a religion. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather get out of a gang and you claim that I joined a religion or some other type of movement, you know what I'm saying, for protection, than join the gang. A lot of dudes, especially dudes that turn blood, I know this for a fact. A lot of dudes that turn blood in jail, pressure was put on them. They put the pressure on them dudes. A lot of dudes that was YB, a lot of dudes that was YG or was jacking some other shit, the Bloods put pressure on them. A lot of times the YGs lived a little more than the Bloods, you know what I'm saying? I mean, The YGs lived more than the YBs. When dudes was coming out of adolescence, I seen it all the time. YGs was leaving adolescence, you know what I'm saying? And then they'll end up in buildings or houses that are, you know, when we went to adults, them bloods was putting pressure on them. They was putting pressure on them. You know what I'm saying? That's what was going on. Pressure was being put on. So this is how a lot of dudes turn blood, because pressure was put on. A lot of dudes turn blood like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes was scared. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to go against them, and they turn blood. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a coward's move, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? But look, I'm just saying, like, anybody who joins a gang because they put pressure on you, you's a coward. Straight up. You couldn't stand on your own. That's a fact. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, like, that's when you see who's who. That's when you see who built like what. That's when you see who you really are. Don't talk about you when you had the army and you was with your friends and you was always. It's some dudes that is always out here with 5 to 6 dudes. Always. All the time. You're not tough. If you always had somebody around you, you're not tough. But again, you know what I'm saying? Like, all this shit is about identity politics, man. You know what I'm saying? People will praise you for doing the right. No, people will praise you for doing the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? They want you to remain in ignorance. They want to be like, yeah, son caught like 8 bodies. They want to glorify it. They're going to be like, son official. He stabbed a few dudes upstate. You know what I'm saying? They glorify all the negativity. The moment you tell them, like, nah, I'm stepping away. I ain't doing that no more. They don't glorify that. They don't be like, yo, son changed his life. You know, he went to school. He got a degree. Yo, he taking care of his kids, yo. We don't glorify that shit. Listen to the music. Listen to what these dudes on the internet talking about. Exposing people. Who the toughest, who did this, who stabbed how, who did what. Like, it's like, yo, crazy. I could sit here and talk about all my victory stories. None of y'all, on some real shit, I don't even talk about my victory stories on YouTube. On some real shit. On some real shit. I don't talk, I did a lot of dudes dirty. I don't talk about my victory. I mean, I probably shared a few stories, but I talk about my losses, because the losses give you the lessons. I don't talk about my victory. That don't make me a man because I embarrassed another man, because I violated another man, because I made another man bleed, because I did some shit to another man that looked like me, or it's for my community, or it's struggling just like me, because I made another man feel like less of a man. It might have felt good at the moment, but that shit don't make me. Like I said, my identity used to be tied to a gang. But the moment I realized the motherfuckers were snakes and double crosses and fake, not all of them, but at the moment I realized some motherfuckers was not gonna stand up for the truth, I cut ties. You know what I'm saying? I cut ties. They did whatever they did. They dropped me, whatever, because I did the right. I cut ties. It's cool because my identity, Crip did not make my manhood. And at this point, I was starting to realize that. But for some people, for a lot of people, they gang is their identity. They nothing outside of their gang. Some people is nothing outside of Crip. That's all they gonna be known for, Crip. Some people is nothing outside of blood. That's all they gonna be known for, blood. I ran into this dude one time. I told y'all the story. You know what I'm saying? Harlem Beach, having a little conversation. Some bumped me a few times, so I tried to tell him, like, yo, bro, chill, bro. You know what I'm saying? And when I told him chill, the first thing he wanted to tell me is like, yo, you know who I am? I'm Billy such and such. Like, this is the first thing that come out your mouth. Your gang. Because this is who their identity is tied to. Their gang. A lot of dudes is nothing without the gang. They nothing. There was nothing before it. And when they gained that identity, they still nothing with it. I mean, they probably a little something now to somebody. I don't care about that shit. I respect everybody equally, individually as a man. If you respect me, like it's mutual respect. And even sometimes when people say little slick shit, I let it slide, cause that shit, I already know how shit going back and forth in the hood between black men, that shit could be lethal. So I avoid a lot of shit. I let a motherfucker say certain shit, you know what I'm saying? You can't just let them say everything, but I let certain shit slide, cause that shit ain't nothing. That shit ain't nothing. It's pointless to be saying here. I'm not saying here sword fighting and who got the biggest balls, and like, bro, I did that when I was a little kid, when I ain't understand. I understand that. So that be my thing, man. When people want to change, when people want to move away, when people want to do something different, let them change, man. We do that shit all the time. When kids want to grow, if these kids want to be cops, or they want to be firefighters, or they want to be astronauts, or they want to do some square shit. Let them, whatever we call square, let them do that. Let them go to school. Let them do that. Stop trying to sit here and guilt people to trying to be tough. Like, oh, you're a square, you this, you that. Like, come on, let them do that. Let them be kids, yo. Let them go on the right route. You know what I'm saying? Because if people want to be sitting here expose everybody. Expose the suckers in your own crew. No matter who you is, expose the suckers in your own crew. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing I'm noticing. A lot of dudes be holding shit down, you know what I'm saying, for individuals in their crew. They know they suckers, and they know they be doing little snitching shit on the low. They know they be, playing both sides. They know they be setting people up. They know that, and dudes won't say nothing. They'll stay shut until it's convenient for them to expose those people. That shit is corny. That shit is weak. As a real man, you should be exposing weak shit in your camp. If somebody weak in your camp, expose them. But at the end of the day, what the fuck is that getting you, man? That shit's not getting us nothing. That shit is not getting us nothing, man. Like, let people change, man. Let people be who they want to be. They want to be soft. Let them be soft. I'm saying, like, so that was just my spiel, man. That was just my spiel, because, I just be seeing a lot of shit. I just be hearing a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and sometimes people come in my comment section and they say certain shit. And I don't got to explain nothing to nobody, because my life is my life. I'm a secure man. I'm secure. Like, nobody, I don't live for nobody, feel me? Except for my family. But I don't got to prove nothing to nobody. The people that know me, know me. And the people that going to get to know me, going to get to know me, all right? That's it. Like, I ain't shit. I'm chilling, man. But yeah, that was one of the things I hated a lot on Rikers Island. But I also see the oppression. I seen people forced into gangs. I seen people forced to cut people that they didn't want to cut. I seen people do all that shit, man. I seen it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them dudes not gonna come forth and say, yeah, I was forced to be in the gang. Can't nobody say they forced me to do anything. Nobody ever took my commissary. Nobody ever took my phone calls. Nobody ever extorted me. And somebody told me y'all gonna say it was because I was Muslim. Nah, homie. Before I even became Muslim. You know what I'm saying? Because on the island, Muslims not even that good on the island. Like, you know what I'm saying? Muslims not that good on the island. Maybe in the four building, because brothers is coming from upstate. But in other buildings, Muslim wasn't strong. It wasn't like upstate. Like, and even upstate in certain jails, it's like, come on. Like, so people gonna say, whatever they gonna say. That's what the critics do. The critics gonna talk. They gonna talk their shit. But let me get out of here. I've been ranting. But yeah, man, real talk, man. Just let me know your thoughts in the comment section, man. You know what I'm saying? But for everybody that been rocking with me, I appreciate y'all. It's all love. Y'all be safe. Stay prayed up. And stay vigilant out there. There's a lot of weird shit going on in the streets. Y'all be good, man. Peace.